What's up, Fortress Dwellers? It's Manny Brandon with Manny's Fitness Fortress, the citadel of power. You know what I hate? I hate when people discount all the advantages and all the magnitude of 90% of good that someone does and try to discredit it with 10% of bad. We're going to get into Joe Rogan, the Liver King, and what he had to offer to the whole fitness community right now.
Because somebody might say like, oh, he lied, that kind of shit, and like you've come clean on that. That doesn't discount anything else that's happened before that. It doesn't discount a single fucking thing that you've taught prior to that. What are you gonna say? You call a snake oil salesman, sunlight is snake oil? Fucking cold therapy snake oil? What are we doing here? You think liver's snake oil? Look at the fucking micronutrient profile in organ meat. Come on. So I just say this because it's been frustrating for me on the sidelines witnessing the modern witch hunt.
Yeah, I'm on the road. Heading to you, Joe Rogan. You fucked up. The Liver King cells have been activated all across the country. And here I come from North Carolina, straight to your punk ass. Joe Rogan, you're a trained black belt. I've got no training. This should be light work for you.
It's not my intent to fight with anybody at that time. I have a different plan there. 200 yards. Restrain myself I must do. If anybody, here's how we do it. If anybody's last name is Rogan and you're in the capital of Austin, Texas, like Capitol Hill stuff place, like where they make laws like Rogan versus Liver King, yeah, that's where I'm gonna go. So if you don't mind, just don't be there.
What's up, guys? Thanks for joining me. It's Manny Brandon back with Manny's Fitness Fortress, the citadel of power. Guys, thanks for joining me. If you're new to the channel, I cover fitness, nutrition, health, wellness, and mental wellness as well. We're trying to get into this today. This is a long-awaited video I wanted to do, but I wanted to let some other things transpire before I talked about it. Before we get started, please make sure you hit the like button, comment, talk about anything you want to, ask questions also, and share the video. Please subscribe. I thank all of you. So I'm a big avid, I'm an advocate of the Joe Rogan podcast. He talks about a lot of controversial things that are actually healthy for us that the government tries to suppress. And this video is about him and the Liver King. And everyone knows about the Liver King coming clean, talking about his use of steroids, and that it wasn't just his acquisition or his lifestyle of the Ancestral Tenets and the what do they call it now? They call it the ancestral lifestyle, what our ancestors ate. That's not the only thing that accredits his health and his wellness and his muscularity. There's a lot of people that, since he came clean talking about the steroids, thinks that that's the only reason that he's jacked, and it's not. And I hate for someone to take someone's life's work and totally discredit all the good they've talked about and the stuff that they produced and proven, and try to discredit them because of one thing they did, and primarily the steroids. So we're going to get into that. A little while back, Joe Rogan didn't have the Liver King on his podcast, but he talked about him, basically saying that he's a joke. He came clean, he was on steroids, so everything that he achieved was, a fraudulent, and it really wasn't. And one thing I want to talk to you about today is the nutrient density, the amino acid, and the nutrient profile of organ meats, and just how this whole thing came about. Because just like someone comes along and says, listen, someone's on steroids and that's the only reason they won the Mr. Olympia. That's actually not the only reason. There's hundreds, thousands, millions of bodybuilders that are vying for that title, but genetics play a part. If you don't have a slim waist, if you have wide bone structure, a long torso, short legs, you'll never win the Mr. Olympia. So it's a lot of other things that come into play when building a healthy or muscular physique, all right? So Joe Rogan mentioned the Liver King on his podcast, and he said some very negative comments Basically, Liver King saw it and threatened him to a fight or challenged him. I want to say challenge him. Ended up getting thrown in jail, I think for like 24 hours. But he actually had something for him. So apparently the SWAT came and thought he had something that was going to harm Joe Rogan, but he just had something based on his ancestral tenets. So I forgot what exactly was in the box, but he had no intention of really harming him. He just wanted to confront him face to face. Because I know how, social media and how different accusations can hurt a person's reputation. Shoot, I've experienced it on Facebook. It's crazy. I can't really say Joe Rogan's a hater or he's, jealous. He just spoke his mind, what he actually thought about him. But Joe Rogan has a large following, so millions of people watching this. It's going to be a trigger or domino effect that all these people are going to start saying, well, this guy is really a fraud. He just takes steroids. He just took steroids. He accomplished all this from steroids. And that's not the case. Ultimately, he was freed from the cops. He still had some words to say, like he was poking fun at trying to come see him again. Come on, I'm on my way to see you. We got different cells. The Liver King cells are on our way to see you, Joe Rogan. But I think that was just for more publicity. But at any rate, I just wanted to share with you guys that this guy, all the stuff he did, the way he lived is accurate. Grounding with the earth, eating berries. Our ancestors did eat raw meat. It's not really conducive to eat that all the time in this day and age. But for an example, the Eskimos, before a lot of the fish got tainted, they ate it raw. And they were some of the longest lived people on the planet. And other blue zones also. The thing is, we have to cook our food to some degree, most of our food, to get rid of toxins and germs and stuff like that, bacteria. But the more you cook food, the more nutrient diminished it is. The more you diminish the nutrient density of food when you cook it. So that's why it's better to steam stuff instead of boil vegetables. It's better to bake meats and fish, better than fry them. So that sort of thing. But a lot of people don't know this, but liver and organ meats are the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. And Liver King's entire lifestyle is based on real, true 9 ancestral tenets. And I'm going to go over them and just elaborate on what they actually mean. 9 ancestral tenets for the lifestyle for a hunter-gatherer, ancestor hunter-gatherer. Sleep. Okay, you need that. That's one of the main ones, the ancestral tenet for healing and repairing your body tissue. Ultimate vitality. You don't rest, you don't sleep, you will not have healing effects for your body, for your brain, for your consciousness. So you need sleep. Cold. They used to laugh at this like in the early 70s and 80s, but cold plunges, dipping your face in a cold water in a bowl like Ashton Hall does, is extremely healthy for your skin and your blood pressure and your lymphatic system. It decreases inflammation in your face. It speeds up collagen production, and it eventually discards wrinkles. So cold showers, whatever you can take it for, 30 seconds, 2 minutes, maybe after the hot water dies down, is extremely healthy for you guys. Contrary to people laughing at Ashton Hall, it's extremely healthy. And that's what one of the tenets that the Liver King advocates. Cold plunges, being out in the cold itself, putting ice on injuries. Cold is your friend. Heat brings inflammation, okay? Heat brings inflammation, and you want heat at certain times with slight muscle sprains or muscle pulls, but you want that after you've put cold on something to diminish the swelling. Afterwards, the next day, you want heat on only muscle tissue to bring blood to the surface area to heal the muscle tissue. You never put heat on joints or tendons, only on muscle the day after you put ice. So ice, cold therapy, cold intervention is very important for the human body. The third tenet, eat. This is also talking about mainly animals, like the ancestors, mainly animal products, animal protein sources, because that's what the ancestors ate. They also ate plants and berries and things like that. But what they didn't have is a ton of processed carbs in their diet like we do in the modern day world. All right, shielding. All right, this is one of the, I say, the fourth ancestral tenet. Uh, they shielded themselves from predators, saber-toothed tigers, lions, things like that. But today it relates to, and I quote, Wi-Fi, processed foods, poisons, and seed oils. Seed oils. Wi-Fi, processed foods, poisons, and seed oils. You want to protect yourself and shield yourself from all of that. So when I say seed oils, guys, listen. I'm only going to say this once. I'm tired of saying it. You do not eat or put in or on your food vegetable oil, seed oil, peanut oil, um, saffron, sunflower oil, none of those. What you do put on is uncut avocado oil, uncut olive oil, virgin, in a glass bottle, coconut oil, virgin, in a glass bottle, preferably. All right? Grapeseed oil that has not been cut. That's basically it. Anything else is toxic, rancid, inflammatory. All right. So that's what we're shielding ourselves from today. That's one of the ancestral tenets that can apply to the modern day. Connect. That means with the earth as much as possible. Grounding, hugging trees, walking on the bare grass, the bare leaves, the bare sand, the dirt, the beach. You got to connect. Okay. You got to bond with Mother Nature. You have to connect with your environment. And even with each other. And that's one thing they tried to stop severely, about 5 years ago. You guys know what I'm talking about. Sun. This is the most powerful source of energy in our universe. It's what we all need. It's what plants need to survive. It's what we need to elevate our vitamin D levels, our immunity levels, to break down scar tissue and heal tendons. Yes, to stop you from getting a cold. To activate your healing hormones. The vitamin D is actually a hormone. It's just involved in so many different bodily functions. It's ridiculous. Keeps your hair healthy. And they're trying to put stuff in the atmosphere to reflect sunlight back into the exosphere and try to encourage. They're coming out with a lie. I want to say an excuse, but it's actually a lie, to use that global warming as an excuse to do this. They've already started this. It's crazy how mankind is doing everything to try to take away all the natural resources that God gave us, that you don't have to pay for. It's free. And trust me, if they could charge you for the sun, they would. It's crazy out here like that. All right, so get your sun. Even if you're Anglo-Saxon, European, you still need some sun, and in moderation. You just don't need to lay on a beach on one side on a beach chair for like 2 hours. Fight. In this essence, it talked about fighting in the, I guess, the primitive world against attacking animals, predators and things like that. But in the modern day, this relates to, as far as the ancestral tenets, take real risks. This is what it means in today's language. Fight and thrive. Seek out opportunities to help you thrive in the real world. Fight. Be, just savage when you go about your business. That's basically what that means. Bond. All right. Embrace connection with each other. And that's what they tried to stop 5 years ago. You have to seek out individuals that are like-minded and find strength, empowerment with each other in numbers. Bond with each other. Bond with each other. We got to stop fighting and being separated through politics, racism, and just individual toxic ideologies. All right. Now, that's it for the ancestral tenets. But I just want to go over some of the foods that is really compromised in a carnivore diet or ancestral diet. And some things are in there that people don't know about, and some things are not in there that people don't know that can be included. So the ancestral carnivore diet includes liver, testicles. I don't eat them, but other organs like kidneys and heart are also available at the supermarket. They're extremely nutrient dense. I know they sound disgusting to some people. Some people eat liver, but if you're anemic, you have sickle cell, liver is actually very healthy for you. It produces hem iron, which is a very specific type of iron. And I'm going to say this in case people didn't really get what I was saying. Liver is the most nutrient dense food on the planet. That's right, beef liver. Look at the nutrient profile, okay, and look at the amount of grams and ounces and everything of each macronutrient. and you can compare it with seaweed. Seaweed has like 82 minerals on the plant side. On the animal protein side, liver is it, okay? Because it has stuff that even seaweed doesn't have. I'm not comparing, I'm just saying that people are sick because of nutrient deficiencies. That's the only reason people get sick. All right. Now you have grass-fed steak and Wagyu beef, bison. After liver, after organ meats, that's the next nutrient-dense food on the planet. And grass-fed beef is one of the most highly bioavailable foods. That means your body absorbs it. It does not sit in your gut and take 24 hours and 3 years to come out and all this nonsense that people are saying about beef. What does take a long time to come out is seed oils and other toxins they put in our food that gets left in a fatty tissue after we've consumed the food, whether it's plant or animal. All right. So that's what you got. I'm getting sick of people spewing lies all over the news and media and YouTube about everything, food, politics. People don't know all the facts. You got to learn all the facts. All right. Eggs, fish. Fish is part of a carnivore ancestral diet. All kinds of seafood, but I only eat the oily fish. So I just wanted people to know that even though, you know, the Liver King is in the news right now about this arrest, lockup, and people like kind of turned on him, and I think that's high. I think someone is real. I would commend someone that came out and stood, you know, up in the public eye and took accountability and told the truth. Because millions of bodybuilders and fitness influencers, you know, have created a amazing body that don't do that. They still lying. So I commend the Liver King. You guys may look down on him like you're perfect and nobody's perfect. I commend the Liver King. You know why? Because there's people that are living a lie and have people believe this or that and the other. And while he was also supplementing his ancestral diet with steroids and synthetic enhancements, he was still teaching us about the ancestral diet. He was still advocating foods and nutrition and resources that God made that make you healthier than anything on this earth, to provide optimal health. It's the most nutrient-dense food on the planet. That's why our ancestors lived and thrived. Okay? You can look it up. Go to your phone, Google, give me the nutrient density profile of liver. Look how many vitamins and minerals it bring up, and look at the grams. Just like grass-fed beef, Wagyu, okay? And the thing is, I myself actually take part of a keto diet where I eat, you know, I don't eat pork, but I do eat, on a regular, I do eat grass-fed steak, bison, and other grass-fed and pasture-raised products like eggs. And I keep saying this too, pasture-raised eggs are dark orange. If you crack a corn-fed egg in a pot open and you put a grass-fed egg next to it, the grass-fed egg will be a dark orange, the corn-fed egg will be yellow, because it does not have the nutrient density of, you know, the grass and the bugs that the chickens ate. So, you know, don't just listen to everybody. Do your research. I'm telling you to do this, guy. Go to the store, go to the grocery store, crack open some corn-fed eggs, and crack open some grass or pasture-raised eggs in the same pan, and look at the richness, the darker color. All right. Eggs, liver have choline. They're very high in choline, which is very important for fetal brain development. All right? Stop listening to all these companies on TV wanting you to take all these subscriptions about this, saying you can do this, but oh, by the way, you got 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 20 side effects that can cause this. They run around at the bottom of the screen really fast. You can barely notice it, but they want you to take that crap instead of eating natural stuff that will heal you. If you're an athlete, you got injuries, grass-fed steak, liver, organ meats, they will heal you faster than anything else, because it's what your body is made up of. It's the raw materials that your muscle tissue, your tendons, and your organs need. So liver helps heal liver. Cirrhosis of the liver, trying to make your way back from alcoholism, you need to eat some liver twice a week. That's just an example. All right, so thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate you guys. It's been like 4 weeks since I uploaded, but we back. We're going to keep giving you the business. We want to keep dropping the tea, but the real tea you need to hear, not the propaganda. Thank you for watching. Tune in for the next video. Make sure you guys comment down below, all right? And we'll see you in the next video.